The second weapon, the ego. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably cringed when I said this. A lot of you guys might have nodded your head thinking about somebody that you know other than yourself that's affected by this, not knowing you might be affected by this as well. But the ego is a very common scoundrel that we all have within us. And it disguises itself as us. But ultimately, it's not us. Why do I say that? Because who you are and who you think you are is typically two different people. And that's because of the ego. The ego is basically who you would like to be. Your ego would have you thinking you're a master. You're the best at something, when it's just simply not true. The ego will have you thinking you're better than people, so you don't have to live by the same rules. The rules change when it comes to you. So you would say, this is the set of rules for a specific action, a specific scenario. Then when it seems that you've broken the rules, now you want to move the goalposts. Now, wait a minute, I didn't break the rules. Okay? Not me, because I don't do that. This is a very effective weapon by the serpent, because ego will inadvertently ruin a lot of things for you. Ego will have you speaking when you shouldn't speak. Ego will have you taking action when you shouldn't do anything at all. Anybody heard of that? Anybody know anybody that been through that? Maybe you yourself? I know I have. But this is a very, very effective weapon, because when that scenario happens that typically humbles somebody who's been led by ego, it's devastating. So when I was about 17, I saw myself for who I really was. And I thought I was this cool cat. I thought I was special, to be honest with you. But when I really saw myself, that person was so ugly, I was ashamed of being that person. And me being a lover and a seeker of the truth, I chose to accept it. Now, I could have denied it, but it was the truth. And that's who I was. I was a thief. I was a liar. I was a lot of things that I didn't want to be. I wasn't proud of being. And I was so blinded by ego up until that point, I couldn't see anything wrong that I was doing. Now, I knew when I broke the law, so I wasn't that jaded. But when it came to me judging my own character, I was grossly mistaken, because I wasn't that person that I might have proclaimed to be, or that I thought I was in my own head. And a lot of you guys don't either. You believe you're something that you're not. And this is a large part of our problems of us trying to move forward. For instance, if you portray yourself to be one way, ego-driven, your ego will make everyone believe that you're just courageous and confident. But deep down, you're really not. But you're putting on a very good front. And when that secret has been found out, or you've been confronted with something in front of everybody and shown to really be a coward, people don't want to show them faces anymore. When people get caught in certain lies, people don't want to come around anymore. And some people might even turn to suicide because they don't want to face the music. A lot of men in the financial crisis, a lot of men committed suicide. A lot of scam artists, they got found out to be a fraud. A lot of them, and we're not just talking about Madoff, but a lot of other men as well, they committed suicide. Well, all that could have been avoided if people had just put in the work to be exactly who they want to be, instead of the old adage, fake it till you make it. Because once you get caught faking it, sometimes the consequences of that could be very hurtful. And it will cause a person to believe that they can't come back from that. And that's unfortunate, because you can come back from that. If any of you guys listening, or you know somebody that has been caught in some sort of fraud thing where they were lying, we don't have to condemn them people. And it's okay. We want to let those people know, hey, an apology goes a long way. Humbling yourself goes a long way. And that's typically the cure for that sort of thing when you get caught in that type of pickle. So stop letting the serpent control you through your ego and damage you through your ego. Because it's a very, very effective weapon. And sometimes we just don't see it like that.